Well, good afternoon, everyone. People are slowly trickling in, but we should get started on our agenda today. Thanks for coming along this afternoon to join us to learn about some opportunities and what's happening and innovation in energy storage as it relates to mobility and transportation. So I usually kick off these webinars by doing our regular explanation of who the Sustainable Mobility Cluster Builder is. What we do is our reason for being is, as it says on the screen there, helping companies capitalize on the opportunities in sustainable mobility as they align with the Scottish Government's decarbonisation targets, which, as I'm sure most people are aware, are fairly significant. By way of a little bit of background and putting some good old data behind what we're trying to achieve here. We're about to update these numbers, so we know they're out of date. They've probably gotten bigger considering the pandemic, but the mobility as a whole contributes to 10% of the Scottish economy. Pretty significant turnover, and the gross value added is about 9.4 billion to the economy, and it employs a lot of people. Transportation and mobility sort of impacts pretty much every sector of industry in some shape or form. So a pretty important part of the Scottish economy. And of course, the decarbonisation goals have been around for a while now, and we're slowly making progress towards them. But again, the purpose of the Sustainable Mobility Cluster Builder is to start building that community around achieving these goals. Calling out a few there. The one we're all very familiar with is the 68% of road transport, 68% of emissions contributed by road transport. But there are other areas like rail and shipping and aviation maritime that also contribute. We have a lot of ferry activity in Scotland, as well as the aviation sector as well. Down the right-hand side there, you'll see sort of some of the government's aims. So, as I said, it is often the road transport that people are very familiar with, but the Sustainable Mobility Cluster Builder does cover all of the different aspects, whether it be the digital platforms or, as we're talking about today, the energy side of things, specifically storage as it relates to transportation, or could relate to transportation. But we also do look at the maritime and drones and aviation side of things, as well as the new and innovative services that are being developed, like mobility as a service, for example. And of course, you've got the freight and logistics specific aspect as well. I mentioned a few of these already. It's about sort of building that community, helping achieve those targets. But the reasons we have events like this today is really trying to find those connections between different players in the fields, do those sort of introductions and facilitate the gaining funding and investment, making connections and building collaborations. And at the end of the day, helping progress local businesses. And that's how we do it: innovate, collaborate, grow.